If you thought our current teams were crazy, just wait until you see this. We need to talk about what's coming next in Neverness to Everness, because the brand new character roadmap we just got is going to absolutely blow your mind. Seriously, the leaked kits for the upcoming updates are looking so good that they might completely change how we build our accounts, handle our resources, and tackle the hardest endgame content. But hey, really quick, before we dive into the juicy kit details and map out this crazy future banner schedule, do me a massive favor and hit that subscribe button. It really helps out a lot, it supports the channel, and it makes sure you never miss out on any of the deep dive theory crafting and early leak breakdowns we do right here. Okay, grab a snack, sit back, and let's break this down together. Save up to 21% on your NTE top-ups using Loot Bar. It's a really trusted marketplace for cheaper top-ups. For example, the 6,480 Rift Crystal pack costs just $77.10 on Loot Bar, while in-game it will run you about $100, so you're saving almost $23 right away. How it works is that after the purchase, you'll be directed into a cloud emulation tool where you'll log into the game as if you were on your mobile device. Then select the pack you bought, and the product will be delivered instantly as if you bought it yourself in-game. Then any trace of your login is deleted. It's a quick and easy process, and one I've personally used myself a few times. A lot of players use Loot Bar with hundreds of thousands of purchases. Use my link down below and start saving today. Instead of going in standard chronological order, I want to fast forward straight to patch 1.2, because this is exactly where the meta is getting flipped on its head. The official drip marketing is rolling out, the leaks are flowing, and the CSU, the Division 2 characters are finally stepping into the spotlight. First up, let's talk about the absolute superstar of 1.2 Phase 2, Iroy. Hear me out on this one, because whether you are a hardcore meta chaser or a casual free-to-play player, Iroy is about to be your new best friend. She is a ranged healer and buffer, and her healing scales directly off her max HP. But here is the absolute kicker. She deploys up to 3 independent sheep summons onto the field. This totally flips how we usually build our teams. You aren't just getting a standard, boring reactive healer who sits on the bench until someone is low on health. You are basically getting off-field tag team partners who put in the work while your main DPS goes crazy. She is doing the job of 2 characters at once, holding down the team's health bar while simultaneously buffing your active allies' attack stats. If you manage to grab her higher awakenings, she even reportedly adds crit damage support to her baseline kit. You guys know how this works in gacha games. Pure damage dealers eventually get power crept fast, but elite supports with unique summon mechanics. They are the ultimate Swiss Army knife for your account. Iroy is heavily suggested for free-to-play players because her value is going to stay relevant for a very, very long time. But what if you don't care about healing and you just want to hit things really, really hard? Well, then you need to look at 1.2 Phase 1 with Shinku. She is a Cosmos Element frontline burst DPS, and she is looking incredibly aggressive. Her whole leaked kit revolves around building up a resource called Fury to enter an enhanced frenzy state. Okay, picture this. You swap her in, she builds her gauge, triggers that frenzy, and she just starts unleashing massive chunks of heavy burst damage on the field. The damage ceiling just went completely through the roof with her. But here is the real secret sauce. Shinku isn't just a selfish, greedy damage dealer who hogs the spotlight and leaves everyone else starving. Her kit actually features team energy utility. That means while she is out there destroying enemies, she is actively feeding energy back to your off-field allies, helping them get their ultimates way faster. She basically puts your entire team's ultimate rotation on fast forward. Pairing Shinku and Iro together is going to be so much fun, because Shinku will generate the energy to keep the team's rotations perfectly smooth, while Iroy's sheep keep everyone perfectly healthy and buffed to the absolute moon. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds amazing, but what about right now? What about our current patch 1.1 units? Look, I get it. We are in 1.1 right now, and Lacrimosa is incredibly tempting. Her nightmare stacking damage overtime mechanics are deeply satisfying, especially if you are building a dedicated Chaos Disharmony team. Watching those enemy health bars just melt away passively is a great feeling. And we also have Chaos himself dropping in the second phase, running from June 24th all the way to July 8th. But let's talk strategy and account longevity. The safest, most big brain play you can make as a free-to-play or low-spending player right now is to hold your pulls and save your Annuliths. Wait until the absolute last few days of the Chaos banner. Hoard those resources. By that point, we will have seen concrete, official gameplay footage of Shinku and Iroy in action, and you can make a fully informed decision on where to invest your hard-earned pulls. If your account desperately needs a main carry, you have a massive choice to make. Do you want Lacrimosa's satisfying scaling duty playstyle, or do you want Shinku's fast-paced, high-fury Cosmos burst damage? Pick your favorite flavor, but please, do not try to pull for both unless you have a mountain of resources saved up. Splitting your focus between two different main DPS archetypes early on is a fast track to an empty inventory. Alright, let's gaze into the crystal ball and look even further down the roadmap, starting with patch 1.3. This is where the legendary ETD Squad 6 platoon finally makes their grand entrance. We are expecting a character named X or X. We have some early visual leaks showing off his design, and he is heavily speculated to be a main DPS. We don't have any concrete kit numbers or gameplay files for him yet, but his aesthetic alone already has a ton of players hyped up. Following right behind him is Linko, another ETD Squad 6 member. The current theory crafting in the community is that they are an anima element unit. There is a lot of buzz going around that they might end up being a dedicated support unit specifically tailored for Nanoli. Nothing is confirmed yet, but if you're a Nanoli main, you definitely want to keep Linko on your radar. Moving into 1.4, things get incredibly mysterious, but equally exciting. Phase 1 brings us Nitsa. Guys, the community hype for Nitsa is absolutely off the charts. She is being described as one of the most important unreleased trump card characters in the entire unreleased lineup. We don't have her exact kit breakdown yet, but the lore buildup suggests she is going to be an absolute wild card. Then in Phase 2, we are expecting Lims, the vice captain of ETD Squad 6. Early leaks point to her element being either Ether or Psych, leaning heavily towards a supportive or sub-DPS role. If we look even further, stepping deep into patch 1.5 and 1.6 territory, we start hearing names like Annie Renee, Blackbird, and Alfred. Annie Renee is particularly fascinating. She's being teased more and more in the game's lore, heavily tied to a music band that might actually have dark ties to an assassin group. Usually, when gacha games hype up a major lore-heavy character around the end of a version lifecycle, they end up being entirely meta-defining. It's a massive guessing game this far out into the future, but it is never too early to start planning your long-term roster. So, to wrap all of this up into a neat little bow, let's finalize our definitive pull priority list for a purely meta-focused account. Number 1, Eroy. If her leaked kit survives the beta testing, and she truly offers that holy trinity of scaling healing, attack buffs, and independent summon presence, she is an absolute must-pull for account longevity. Number 2, Shinku. If your account is starved for an aggressive main carry who can also battery the team's ultimate energy, she is going to carry you through the hardest combat stages. Number 3, Lacrimosa. She is an amazing Chaos Duty unit, but only priority number 3 because you really need to be specifically building around that archetype to get her max value. And finally, keep Chaos next, and then place X, Nitsa, Lims, and Aine Renee on hold, simply because we need to wait a bit longer for verified kit data before dropping our savings on them. This is going to be an incredible few updates for the game, and the roster depth is expanding in such exciting ways. But I want to pass the mic over to you. Are you going to hoard everything for Eroy's sheep army, or are you dropping it all on Shinku's fury mechanics? Who are you planning to pair them with? Let me know in the comments below. I'd seriously love to read your team ideas and theory craft with you guys.